Did you catch it? That flash of emotion, drifting you out to eternity, like a lone soul on the ocean, like lightning in a bottle, a flash in the pan. You're not sure where it ends, or where it even began. And it all came so soon, but it ended too quick, long enough to feel life, but not to understand it. And you don't know where you're going, some distant open shore. Perhaps it drops off into darkness, or maybe there's something more. Did you catch it? The memories flying by, in front of your eyes? You're not fast enough to catch them, but they're slow enough to fall behind. Sinking into ocean depths, water washing away your steps, ready for someone else's imprint to be left. And it all came so soon, but it ended too quick, long enough to feel life, but not to understand it. And you don't know where you're going, some distant open shore. Perhaps it drops off into darkness, or maybe there's something more. Running to the arms of a fresh and friendly face, and she's hoping it's the one, to the end of her days, he pulls out a bouquet of the fresh flowers that now bloom, and she starts to feel the cold winter nights have thawed through. Finally leaving his home, the hedgehog greets the green, the weight of frost has melted through the embrace of the sun's heat. And in a crowded hospital room, a new voice cries and a heartbeat blooms. Small hand wrapped round mother's fingers, no memories to tell, but a love of life lingers. Finally leaving his home, the hedgehog greets the green. The weight of frost has melted through the embrace of the sun's heat. The sun takes his mantle upon the golden shelf in the air. It's been so long without him, now Mother Nature's glad to have him there. Reaches out his rays of golden spires and loves the land till he retires, but he'll be back. Finally leaving his home, the hedgehog greets the green. The weight of frost has melted through the embrace of the sun's heat. Finally leaving his home, the hedgehog greets the green. The weight of frost has melted through the embrace of the sun's heat. Coming down the dirt path, the day's dusk comes quietly and slow, and just on round the blueberry bush is the quaint red brick build you call your own. Parents must be home, for the chimney's blowing smoke, and your few siblings are coming home along opposite roads. The fire cracks and spits, but all hands hold towards for warmth. The outside evening chill kept waiting at the front door. Brother speaks of his worries, sister follows with today's stresses, mother offers love and comfort, whilst father teaches lessons. Once dinner's finally cooked, you all join for the nightly feast, a table hearty of laughter, and the old dog sleeping beside your feet. Sharing comedic anecdotes, discussing the recent news, sharing thoughts only you are alone trusted to. Morning, as it always does, comes cold and cruel. You set off down the dirt track to the world that waits for you. The world may be full of peace, or today may be full of fear. Regardless, you know you'll see that chimney smoke when the evening's near. Upon the light of morning, faint bird's song from the desolate trees. Stood up straight but afraid, fresh-faced in the summer breeze. The familiar shells of thunder have ceased into deathly silence, and before him lays his only route, his dutiful path of violence. Hands clasp at his defence, gripped in fury and sweat, twitching nervously as he stares down the face of death, waiting for the sound, the piercing alarm, for the chaos of battle to break this brief calm. Photos of a sweetheart and friends from back home kept locked in his pocket so he doesn't feel as alone, yearning for the embrace of a loved one to keep him safe, but they're a long way away. And this is what he trained for, moulded to kill, but for a brief moment he holds himself still, without ego, rashness or pride, realising this is how it feels to die, leaving this world with only 18 summers behind. Beyond the breaking dawn is the eternity of night. The alarm shrieks suddenly, and up he climbs. He pushes on and thinks of home for the last time. I'm counting down the days, the shadows on the wall fade into the dark with the memories of it all. They creep up from behind and latch into my mind. The dream of the past, we all have to leave some time. Life is ever moving, the constant current of time keeps us ever changing, so many left behind. Memories fade to dust, it's all just a drop in space, but you left your mark on me, a never-changing trace. I'm counting down the days, whilst overcasting clouds come bellowing over as melancholy crashes down. The sun retreats away into the empty, soulless night. Although this feeling's dark, I know your future's bright. Life is ever moving, the constant current of time keeps us ever changing, so many left behind. And memories fade to dust, it's all just a drop in space, but you left your mark on me, a never-changing trace. I'm counting down the days, picture us doused in mud, running through fields the forever freedom of childhood. Like roots intertwined, our paths grew at one for a time, but like the branches sprawling, we had other journeys calling. And life is ever moving, the constant current of time, it keeps us ever changing, so many left behind. Memories fade to dust, it's all just a drop in space, but you left your mark on me, a never-changing trace. And life is ever moving, the constant current of time keeps us ever changing, so many left behind. Memories fade to dust, it's all just a drop in space, but you left your mark on me, a never-changing trace. Persepolis crumbled to dirt under the weight of the conqueror's crown. Alexander sacked the city, palace and homes pulled to the ground. Ancient texts burnt and gone, lost in the glory of the great. And as the city lay burning, the world kept on turning. Hastings Green sat quietly till William landed on English shores, and Godwinson turned his army and began marching towards the catastrophic battle to see the crown upon their heads. For the ambitions of one man, thousands went to their death, and when William was crowned, what he'd always dreamed to be, the scars faded away, and Hastings was its old familiar green. When shadows crept into Salem, and dark evil seemed at work, the panicked people's theory was of some dark and twisted curse. Innocents were taken to answer for their crimes, their charges based on fear, their penalty, their lives. Victims under headstones, soon covered by moss, for although the memory lingered, the world just carried on. When Robespierre was arrested, his reign of terror at its end, an idealist became the villain, with so much unnecessary bloodshed, and when he laid his head down and prepared for the mortal blow, the world just kept on turning, and it was all it had ever known. When Armstrong was up in the darkness, staring back down on us all, one ordinary man out of orbit, going further than anyone had before, in a marvel of mechanical madness, a milestone of mankind, with new desire to explore, to what we might find. And when Neil came back, and his feet touched earthly ground, he looked at his crew, and he asked, "What now?" The flowers surely wilted, now the bouquet's fallen apart. He wasn't everything he said, but her emotions kept her in the dark. The fragments of her peace are scattered on the street, buried under winter's first showing of snow and sleet. But she waits all through the season's chill, keeps close her warmth of hope. Before the future spills into being, then comes the thrill of the unknown. Maybe there's another somewhere, holding a bouquet made for me. Till then she'll have to wait, and see just what will be. Hurriedly returning to the comfort he knows, the hedgehog shelters from the winds that winter blows, prepared to face the long freeze alone, unafraid knowing the beauty that awaits when the sun comes home. In a hospital room, a man's heartbeat begins to slow. He says his goodbyes to his loved ones and the mind he's letting go. Fortunate for what he's seen and even more for what he's felt, made his legacy's best image with the tools tied to his belt. Now he goes with fulfillment's blessing, and he's not sure what he will find, but he's at ease with what's to come, and he's thankful for his time. Hurriedly returning to the comfort he knows, the hedgehog shelters from the winds winter blows, prepared to face the long freeze alone, unafraid knowing the beauty that awaits when the sun comes home. With the first faint drop of frostfall, the sun is canvassed by the clouds. In the quiet of winter nights, its absence is loud, Just keep close to the fire and watch out for that golden sky. When the sun comes rising back, the fire of day will conquer night. Hurriedly returning to the comfort he knows, the hedgehog shelters from the winds that winter blows, prepared to face the long freeze alone, unafraid knowing the beauty that awaits when the sun comes home.